Welcome. Hello, beautiful souls. I am excited to be here. How are you? How are you? How are you? So I know this one is a little bit like a day late, but it's okay because there's no such thing as time anyway, and everything is all fluid. Whenever you receive this is whenever you receive this, but during the time that you are receiving this, we are in the new moon in Gemini, right? Energies, right, that are percolating our systems. So get comfortable because we are going to be here navigating, traveling portals, dimensions, right? For our holy alchemizations, right? For the cycle of growth, evolution that we are fearlessly traveling through, right? Fearlessly expressing ourselves on and fearlessly being so omnipotent too. Omnipotent too. I like that. I like that. Right, where's I? Okay, hold on. Omnipotent. All right, I'm ready now. I wrote a few things down, right? So yeah, here we go. Right, this omnipotent mirror magic return to sender for this new moon in Gemini, right? Which crosses our fifth house of Roman y joy. So we want to get on to the joy, but we're gonna light this bad boy, right? So please grab a seat, get comfortable, do whatever you're doing. Have me on, listen to me in the background if you must. Right, like if you're cleaning, washing dishes, cooking, driving, whatever the case may be, whatever you're doing, right? Yeah, vroom vroom. Maybe some of you are driving. That's good. I do that too, right? A lot of the times I like to drive in silence though, honestly, because sometimes it's just my whoops, because I channel. Look, I use cards and stuff like that, but I am a lifetime transcendentalist. And when I say that is I don't know life without spirit, without soul, without quest, without all this multidimensional type of life of experience. I have been questioning things since I can question things. I have been hearing things since I could be hearing things. I have been receiving things since could be receiving things. Please do check out my new vlog, right? It's on a new channel. It's Mystic Muse Vlog. I am going to be sharing more of my personal journey and into the abyss. I have spoken about this several times briefly on my channel about my journey as a channel and the psychosis of psychoticness I had to walk through, get through, rise from, learn to understand, overstand, and how that fucked with my head, right? So for many people, I know that many people in who are spiritually inclined from birth, you may have been misdiagnosed with ailments, psychosis, psychology kind of terms and terminologies that just fucking suppressed your magic. I'm thankful for coming. Now I used to look at it as poverty, that I didn't really go to the doctor that much as a kid, and I was always having to make my own medicines and figure things out and listen, wake up in the morning and go downstairs to my grandmother's kitchen and whip something together that was gonna make me feel better, you know? And so I know I get passionate when I speak, but I don't know how else not to speak. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, I'm not gonna lose focus. But either way, um, you know, um, it's always been like this for me. And it took over 30 years for me to break free from my own conditioning to just let myself articulate and express and do my best without limiting myself or self-sabotaging myself, and honestly utilizing the gifts in a much more effective, efficient, helpful way, you know? Anyways. Anyways. When you know magic, you know magic. You don't seek it. You know it because you just know it. And I don't know how else to express that. Except when you know it, you know what I'm talking about. It's not something you have to affirm. It's something you are. It's not something that you have to be taught. It's just something that is. It's not something that, like, oh my God, can you tell me your secrets? You are the fucking secret. So here the fuck we are. And there's people out there that you can get distracted by who want to test your fucking magic. And it's like, nah, bitch, bye-bye. Right? So here we are. So recite this incantation with me, right? And since I wrote it down on paper, I'll write it in the description box if you want to ever use it for yourself in the future. By all means, speak your spells, affirm, manifest, but do. Know and believe. I am divinely lit, guided, and protected. Every weapon formed against me shall be met with their whole mirror, seized by holy fire, held accountable by source, and dispersed into the vapid nothing from hence which that came. From hence that which it came. So mote it be, so more it be. Thanks, loving. It is what it is. Let that baby burn. Look around and find out, right? Take a shot. I'm going to talk more about that too in another video about return to sender and the misguidance of this Earth's people and how misconstrued they got it. But revelation always reveals a person's heart by that which they send, you know? So I'll write that in the description box for whomever would like to use that. But now it is on, right? Our omnipotence is on, right? As the new moon in Gemini, right, crosses our 5th house, 5, right? All about change, massive change. And it's interesting too, because this right over here, right, the tower, I left it because I'm like, I'm here like, yeah, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be positive. This is, new moon Gemini cycle, and I still feel positive about all the stuff that that is percolating. Of course I would be, because I'm aligned in my own alchemy and I see that which I've been creating. So why should I worry, right? That's the type of mentality, right? To have, like, why should you worry if that which you are percolating, that which you are manifesting, that which you are to the universe? Like, why do you have to fear? Do not have a spirit of fear, right? Do not have a spirit of fear, right? Do not have a spirit of fear. Fear is the lie, right? Or fear is going to prevent you from proper evaluation, right, of your own potential at growth, right? Because you lack the courage to fearlessly express yourself in some kind of way, right? So do not have a spirit of fear, right? Anyways, right? So do not have a spirit of fear. And if you are having a spirit of fear, for those of those that be still tapped in, turned on, tuned in here, right? Let them meet the mana too, right? That which is your truth, the mirror, right? That which is the truth, that's your mirror. I see why you afraid. Fuck. You know what I'm saying? I understand. Because no matter how fake, phony, or pretend you can be in life, you are your own truest identity behind the scenes, underneath the skin, like beneath the surface. Like, what you are is what you are. Who you are is who you are. You can fake it till you make it, and you can fucking act the part that you really ain't. But when the mirror runs back onto you, that which you really truly are, and let's say what you are is a fake, phony, and you like manipulative or using and abusing and misusing and greedy and like materialistic and all this, like, then yeah, wow, tower hits, right? Everybody is always afraid of the tower. The tower don't got to be good. It just means drastic change. I mean, the tower doesn't have to be bad. It just means change, transformation, right? Change, transformation, right? What kind of dedication, right? What energy of dedication? What energy of dedication are you energetically percolating into the universe, no matter what you say, no matter what you say or what you do, your energy is all that's ever dispersed into the ethers, our shared universe, right? Our shared universe, ethers. I've been writing a lot, so I don't know what to say. Just writing, right? So for those of you that have your sword of truth, right? Your sword of like redemption, like your sword. Hold on, what's happening here? I just want to make sure that this is right. You know how like sometimes we could be like, oh, you know, our heart's in the right place, but sometimes our actions don't match that, like, because then later on it proves to be like something that else that you could have did. Like, definitely check out my vlog because in the vlog it's like gonna be vlog number 27 or something, so you gotta wait. But I share this experience, right? And I'm not gonna really spoil it at all, but I share this like narcissistic experience of revelation and just the petty Betty too that can exist in me, right? That will entertain certain kind of energies that I need not to entertain. You know what I mean? And so I share this story in my blog, Mystic Muse Blog, Enchantress of Valor's Mystic Muse Blog, right? At Mystic Muse Blog, but it doesn't come up with the at yet because that is literally a new channel. And so I don't know, I guess I gotta earn certain kind of something on YouTube before I can get that as my at. I don't know. I don't know how this shit works. I don't read none of the fine print, none of the blueprint, and I definitely don't go to YouTube University, right? So anyways, um, it's just interesting to when you really want to be yourself, to be yourself, right? So um, anyway, so this is the grand time right now, but the tower hits. The tower hits. And definitely like with the sign of Gemini, right? It's all about duality and dynamism to everything, right? Duality, the dynamism, the dynamisms, the dynam ay, ay, ay. I need to pause this for a second. Alrighty, so I enjoyed chatting with you guys. So thank you so much, for being here, for watching my videos, for liking my videos, for you know being here. So thank you. Hi, I'm back. As you know, I'm always gonna hit pause whenever I need to hit pause, and that's just that. So even though these videos might be long to you, they're even longer for me because sometimes there's so many hours in between of recording that it's like, okay, whatever. But anyway, so what this is all about, right? So with this new moon, you see now, even when I'm talking about it and I'm articulating it in my mind, I'm thinking about the tower and I'm just like, oh, okay, I see where this can apply, right? Because squares feel like that, right? So like, I'm just sorry, right? So squares feel like that, right? So this new moon is forming, right, a square to Neptune. Anybody got strong Neptune placements in your chart, right? Right, well, Neptune, and it's also forming a semi-square. What would a semi-square look like? a semi, I don't know, but semi-square too as well, right? So Neptune, Venus, right? Illusions, dreams, right? That which we seek. Anyway, and then it crosses the fifth house, right? That's why we're gonna go 555. So 555. So massive change, right? So it's but romance and joy, right? Because it's also, it doesn't have to be negative, right? Unless you are percolating negative. Like if this is your moment to come to Jesus moment. Like if you are really fucking up and pretending to be something or doing stuff that you like, just competing or like, like it really sucks. Like because there's a lot of good people in this world with so much potential. There's enough for everybody to eat. Like stop thinking that there's not enough for you to eat. That's your limited mind. Like past that shit already. Evolve from that. Like, yo, everybody can eat at the same fucking time. You could shine, I could shine, we could shine all together. Like, please, like, stop, like, stop, right? Like, stop the fucking nonsense. I didn't even know I was gonna say all of this shit, but like, stop it. It's corny. It doesn't serve anybody, and it pushes you back in your own evolution. Like, we can grow even more so if we just got the fuck along, or just respect, like, you know what I mean? But when you don't respect yourself, you don't respect other people either. And that's facts. You're like, oh, what you mean? I respect myself. The fact that you can go disrespect another and claim to respect yourself, I see the depth that you have towards your own self if you could say something like that. And that's not an insult. That's just like, wow, that's very superficial to me. I think you could go deeper than that, right? Call it whatever you want, right? I don't give a shit. Okay, this is Gemini season. In Western astrology, I'm Sagittarius, and Gemini is my polar opposite. And I've been working side by side. I used to call it, like, literally when I was little, I'm Gemini, my arch nemesis, because I've been into astrology since I can think. I don't know what else to say. My grandmother had a huge library of everything. So I always resonated with Belle from Beauty and the Beast, right? It's fighting off all these motherfucking beasts in this world, and it's just like I just want to read. and write and dance and make things. Oh my gosh. Okay. Right. So, okay. All right. So here we are. Right. It's all happening. Right. Um, so with new moons, right, we think about rebirth, right? What does that mean to you? Renewal. What does that look like to you, right? Revelation. What does that live like for you, right? Live. Let live, right? Um, right? So new moons initiate a new lunar cycle, right? So that's a fresh start. That's a BP. That's good, be right? That's a fresh start, a new beginning. That's beautiful. That's beautiful, right? So what is Gemini notorious for, period? Like, if anything that they're good at, and this is what makes them the great kind of like Peter Pan in a way, right? Forever lingering in our minds. Like, you'll never forget a Gemini in your life. You know what I mean? That type of thing, because they're that impactful, right? Um, right. So they're excellent mirrors, right? They're mirrors to, right, if I can go back in time and I can think about my first encounters with the Gemini spirit, right? There was this girl, Jenny. Me and her went back and forth. Her and I never fought, but trust me, she got so many people to fight me, right? She got so many people to fight me. We would be friends, and then the next day she would like send people to, she would say I said something or whatever the case may be, trusting the wrong people, and or like just starting problems with me and stuff like that. And happened all the way from elementary school to junior high school. So one day, like, we were in the cafeteria, and I just finally, because she was like in from like, she had a lot of bite, a lot of talk, right? And so people were afraid of her, and they were afraid of her, and she was popular too on top of that. So like, nobody ever stood up to her, like that type of thing, right? Nobody ever stood up to her, and it was just like that. And she would find times to pick on me. Like, sometimes she was my friend, and all I wanted was for her to be my friend. Like, just be my friend. Like, we got along fabulously. We get along well. And it's just like, just be my friend. And so that people pleasing, right? That early on, you accommodate people's ways because you want to be accepted in every kind of way. You want to be validated in some type of way. And clearly that was not like what this was about, right? This was about me finding the courage to stand up for myself, to fight the bully, right? To bite back, or to whatever. And I knew exactly what I needed to say, right? I knew exactly what I needed to say that would shut her ass down. Right. And so, anyways, and it's just so ironic that and even Psycho, this is flash forward years later, the abusive relationship that I am lucky to be alive and came out from, right? He was a Gemini, and that's, whoa, whoa, right? So you could best believe that there was a time that I was just like, yeah, no more Geminis for me. And I had close friends that were Geminis, right? And standing to this day, there's over a 25-year plus friendship with a Gemini. I'm just saying, like, so I've had a lot of life lessons and experiences with my Gemini friendships, relationships, good, bad, ugly, you know? So, and then of course my child would be in Western astrology a Gemini, right? So it's just interesting. And then if we play it with the Vedic astrology, it's so true too, right? Because in Vedic astrology, I am a Scorpio, and in Vedic astrology, um, that would make the Geminis that I've personally dealt with some of them, except Psycho, because he was like double Gemini type shit. I don't even know, but it was just like some serious, serious, serious. Like, I don't know what his placements may be, but all I'm saying is, screws beyond screws loose up and those kind of things. It was like beyond. I thought I had some breakthroughs through some. We can talk about that. You definitely go check out my blog because we're gonna go there. We'll travel there. Like, we'll see how that will be introduced because it has to be for educational purposes. We're not just rehashing just for gossip. You know what I'm saying? Fuck out of here with that bullshit, right? It's here for a purpose. It serves a purpose. The story itself serves a purpose as yours, right? As your story itself serves a purpose, right? So, what was I saying? I was saying a lot of stuff. Oh, right. So in Vedic astrology. So in Vedic astrology, I'm a Scorpio and its polar opposite is Taurus. And oh my God, if you know my story with my grandma that I've shared before about how we are now and how we were back then. Totally two different lifelines, totally two different people, totally like when I say that we did not get along, that's just being nice about it. And so yeah, like the war that existed, and it was like I carried it on, like that honoring my mother system because she didn't like my mom, like where it appeared that way, like like I'm just, again, we go into it, like we could break it down, but and then my mom died, and then like I'm left in this woman's care. It was just ice cold and whatever out there, and so it's just not fair, that type of thing. And she's a Taurus, and so it makes fucking sense. So that's why I say definitely check out your Vedic. It could also be called like um Vedic, Eastern astrology. I don't know. Also sidereal, surreal, type of those kind of astrologies too. The infusion of the lessons and of the things in my own studies with my own chart and my daughter's chart and other people's charts and all this kind of stuff. It's fascinating. It's so fascinating when you infuse the two, like it's just a great, I don't know, it's just it's I've always found these things interesting. But anyways, right? So anyways, so what we were talking about was Gemini's mirrors, right? And so with that, it creates a lot of conflict because it's like that, is it Hermes? I don't know, the messenger god or whatever. I can't think of the name. I could be saying it wrong, but anyways, the messenger god that was like a trickster god, and also what's the other one? Shit. It'll come to me. I don't want to get stuck on the names. It doesn't matter the names. It's the energy of that which we are conveying here, right? That is going to be the essence of the lesson, of the articulation, of the expression, right? For you to find within it, right, your own kind of resonance and that which you are about to create, right? Okay, sorry. I have animals. I'm like, I feel warm. Okay, so yeah, so you could be getting hot in here, right? So you're walking around in your sort of truth too. But anyway, so mirrors, right? Gemini is a beautiful mirror when you want to look at it abstractly and stuff. Because going back to that Jenny situation, right? When I looked at Jenny as a kid, and this is me just being honest, I didn't know I was gonna get emotional. I found her beautiful. I found her courageous. I found her brave in ways that I wasn't, that it was admirable because she articulated things so beautiful. Right? So anyway, she was brave, she was courageous, she was liked, she was popular. What was there not to like except for her troublemaking ways? She was a troublemaker for real. Like literally, like a bully, troublemaker and stuff, but that's elementary school, junior high school. Some people don't learn from those things, some people stay continuing that cycle into adulthood, and then you get shut the fuck down. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't grow up, you don't evolve, you want to stay stuck in the motherfucking past, then you got an issue that you need to go get a tissue and wipe your motherfucking ass with. And that's just all I'm saying about that. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Right? So anyway, but if we look at them, right, it's shadowy. It's a shadowy visibility. It's a shadow made visible through Gemini's mirror, right? But it's for the potential of like allowing, right, ourselves to break free. Right. When I looked at Jenny, right, that was her name. Oh my God. And that's what made me, as like, because my name is Jennifer, right? And so when people used to call me Jenny, I'm like, that's not my name. Like, with hostility, my name is not Jenny. Don't ever call me Jen. I mean Jenny, but Jen I accept, right? Like Jen, but never tack on that or that IE or Y, like Jenny, like hell no, like. And it took really me going into my own past life healing and stuff, where I met with this story. It's child ugh, inner child wound healing, right? When I met with this story again from this observatory perspective of we're just traveling through your own timeline in this earthly life, and we're just making better sense of things, because that's what you're supposed to do. And so when I met back with this story, I realized that up until that day, Jenny, I still don't call me that, except for a very dear friend of mine that had an accent, right? Because they're Russian, and they called me Jenny. And I allowed it because I love accents. The spirit knew to soften my heart was to bring me an accent who said it so beautifully that I didn't care how they said my name. Hey, Jenny, okay. I love it. So, but when I was doing my own past life transgression, transformation, cycling, we pedaled through, and I met with the story again, and I'm like, I laugh. I laugh because I don't need to hold on to that anymore. So and it's funny because now if somebody was to call me Jenny, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, so this renewal, this rebirth, right? This revelation, right? I'm using one of my life experience as a story line. You apply it wherever it's going to need to be, if it resonates with you, where you apply it. Like, your story is not my story. I'm not trying to make my story your story, but it's the energy of the resonance, right? Like, the lessons learned, this is why it's so important for us to get along. Like, even though I'm usually, and this is not victimizing, because I'm not a victim and I'm not going to go there, but it's the truth. Like, usually being targeted towards like people bullying or wanting to ice me out, or talking bad about me behind my back, like, or can't wait for me to fall, like if I look like, hate. Like, I've dealt with that a lot. Right. So it's not to victimize in that kind of way or anything like that, because that's not what I'm doing. Like that, yeah, it has nothing to do with that. But what was I saying? Let me breathe, because I got a little nervous. Because sometimes I feel like, this is that Sagittarius quality of where they call it the foot in the mouth disease. And pretty much it's what it sounds like. It's like sometimes we say too much and then our foot in the mouth. Like, wish we could take that back, but we can't. Just put your foot in your mouth. Good thing I'm flexible. I could put my foot in my mouth. That's funny. But I just want to breathe a little bit. Um Don't do that. Hey. Hold on a second. But yeah, you know, I deal with a lot of like people love my message, people love my energy, but people hate that it's me delivering the message or me that I have the energy or stuff like that. And in my own naivety, because one of my life lessons I'm learning, you know, that because I don't think like that, you know what I mean? And having to learn how to think like that because others are thinking like that. That's when you don't navigate from that space, it's like brutal. You know what I mean? It's like brutal. It's like, damn. Granted, you be a grand warrior and fucking ninja assassin and all this kind of stuff, annihilate. But it was a pruning that just, you know, it's like whatever. But anyway, traveling back into that past life, like, you know, past life regression. I don't know. I don't know the names. I'm moved by source, right? Moved by source of all. So wherever that leads is where I go. Like, you know what I mean? I just do it. And then I think about it later. That's gotten me into a lot of trouble. I don't recommend that. But I'm just saying it's pretty much how I've been operating my whole life, right? So that's just real talk, right? So I like that. Past life real talk. Past life real talk. Ah, I like that. Past life real talk. Right. So, right, which is excellent because Gemini does that, right? They have this energy about them that makes you admire them, their bravery, right? Or which appears, it doesn't matter if you're like, oh no, because if you get to the root of it, Geminis be very insecure and not everybody's fucking insecure. If you're born in this earth, right? If you're an earthling, everybody, no matter your sign, no matter your lineage, no matter where the fuck you come from, everybody is insecure. Different levels, different devils, different pockets, different rockets, but everyone. None are exempt from this shit, no matter how it might appear. What you're looking at are the good characteristics, traits that should be admired by others. We have a lot of good qualities within us. Why should our bad dumbify or cancel out all the greatness and good that we are? Because we come from this cancel culture that it's like everybody wants, oh, you cancel, oh, you said bigot back in 1942. That's it, you can't be president anymore. You said that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just the attack of the greed, of the need of everybody wants to be this perceived as this master being, and yet everybody sucks. Right? But let's look at it from the beauty that it's coming from, the message that the twins are representing, the duality, right? The duality and dynamism. I can't say this word, but I see it, right? Dynamism, dynamism. I don't know. Every video you'll learn words I can't say, right? So we got this mercurial energy, right? Represented by the twins, right? Becoming mirrors to us, right? So this tower of this mirror that's being reflected onto thee, because truth speaks way deep, right? So we want to breaking free. I'm breaking free from the past shackles, right? I'm inviting a season of deep introspection and self-discovery forevermore. Infinite be my discovery, right? So Gemini is ruled by governed, ruled, whatever, by Mercury, right? And Mercury is all about communication, right? So this energy, this breath of life, right, accentuates certain other curiosity, expressivity, right? Connectivity to percolate within our whole entire being, right? And since all the celestials add up in union, right, blending the promise of like new beginnings with an enhanced ability, right? Because it's Gemini season now to share, reflecting our inner selves with care. It's a unique opportunity at this time to explore some more, right? To explore more, to appreciate deep, right? And to allow all the multifaceted parts of ourselves that are natural, that are part of our personalities, part of our quirks, part of our just everything that we are, the dual essence of what Gemini represents, the duality of something, how multidimensional we truly are, right? So it's encouraging us to journey within, acknowledge the depth to ourselves, acknowledge our complexities, right? And find the harmony of our own internal dichotomies, right? So it's just like, okay, I can do this. It's beautiful, right? And so because it's squaring Neptune, right? Neptune is all about illusions, dream, spiritual love, spiritual awakening, right? Creativity, all these things, right? So all of these things are activated even more so at this time. And so the veil over that which was covered is now introducing an energy of Neptunian quality, which is receptivity, right? Being open to receive, right? So it has the ability to make things appear to be something that they're not. So that's where it gets tricky. And here we are, mirror reflections, which we deal with a lot of mirror projections, right? Mirror projection. So it's possible, Tower, depending on that which you've been working upon and that which you have been really open to, not to pretend, right? I have to say that here because these are the energies that I pick up on here. Like some of y'all that be on here don't be on the right, uppity up, the goody good. It's more selfish. And I'm not saying we shouldn't be selfish. We need to put ourselves first, because if you ain't good, I had that, as a mother, as a single mother, if mommy ain't good, nothing ain't good. So I gotta be good, right? That became like an affirmation, like that I had to if mommy ain't good, right? Like nothing ain't good. So I gotta be good. So it's kind of like that, right? So so we gotta be vigilant, right? So vigilant. We need to be careful whenever Neptune is around anyways, because we need to make sure that we're aligning with the truth, the sword of truth. Wow, it's here. Where is that? Oh, hold on, baby. Right, I know we were talking about the truth, right? So literally, like whenever I come on board, I never know really what I'm going to talk about. Sometimes I'll know like theme, but I never know what I'm going to talk about. And then before coming on, I have everything here is like a museum of something that I can use, grab, and have, right? For anything that I do, right? So in every room, there's something that I can use. So in every room, I walk through every room and I look around like, what is it that I'm going to take with me for, this recording? And so, I picked up this selenite, which had this sword of truth, right? Over in another location. Anyways, right? That was just there. I was like, all right, you're coming with me. I saw this deck. I'm like, okay, you're coming with me. And I saw this, you're coming with me. And then I saw this, and I'm like, okay, you're coming with me. And then I saw this. And I'm like, okay, you're coming with me. I saw the mirror. I'm like, okay, you're coming with me. I saw this. I'm like, okay, you're coming with me. And then it's, like that. So that's how it usually is. And then I had saw this, and this had fallen out, right? And I was like, oh, I guess he's staying, because that's about it. That's just what I'm saying. That's how we roll, right? So it's cool. Anyway, so So, and I love the planning of Gemini. Like, Gemini has a planner, right? The ones that are aligned with their purpose, how they're doing, what they're like, granted, if you fall, there's always going to be a flip side to every coin. It's like not every Gemini is going to be productive, right? But those that are, they got a planner. They got notes. They got things to do every freaking almost second. And a specific of how it gets done. Like, and if you want to piss a Gemini off, right? Don't get them moody when they're trying to do their thing. Let them do their thing how they do their thing, and never asking or questioning that which how they do their thing. Let them do that which they do in the way that they do, because they have a specific of how they do what they do. I don't know. You heard? Right? Because you're gonna get clap back, you're gonna get attitude, you're gonna get a mood shift, and you don't want to deal with that either. Because a moody fucking Gemini with a mood shift, like, please, is not the most pleasant of fucking experience. This is talking from experience, and I'm talking about I raised my daughter's 22 years old. Okay, don't don't tell me shit. I can talk my shit. I've earned my stripes. Oh, fuck out of here, right? So, and they're very meticulous about how they want, and the way that they're so multifaceted by nature, right? With multiple motherfucking personalities. I know they say the twins, the Gemini, but it's just they help you to see it because you see all of it so colorfully on them. It's beautiful. It's beautiful to witness. I love my Gemini. It's like right when I was a little girl, my first dog I named Gem. But it's interesting, right? But I spelled it Jem because I used to watch that cartoon. Gem, she's truly outrageous. So it's Jem. That one, look it up, right? It was a cartoon back in the days. For those that might be from the younger generation on here, like, what? What was that? That was a cartoon. Okay, and I used to watch it. But I just think about it, and I thought about it. This was in my past life traveling too, right? Regression, going back. And I thought about the gem, but add a G, gem. You're such a gem, Gemini, right? Anyway, that's just me. I'm going off, right? Right. So, all right. So we just have to be careful, right? In how we align with our truth, right? Aligning with our truth. How do you know you're aligned with your truth? That's a good question. How do you know when you are aligned with your truth? Real quick, I hear, because there is no question. You know how when you just know, and you just do, right? That type of thing, right? But, right? Do your thoughts align with how you feel? Does how you feel align with what you do? Does what you do align with what you think? Does what you think match? I'm just asking it in a whole bunch of other kind of different ways, so that if it's not grasping with the first kind of way of to see the development of this type of alignment of questioning that you got to go within your whole entire being to extract for yourself, right? If you need help, that's when you can book a session, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, this is just as DIY as I can be. And if you want a little bit more DIY exclusivity, you can go to Instagram at Enchantress, right? That's me. ENCHANTRESS, and you can subscribe for 99 cents. And there's a lot of DIY, the most affordable coaching or like type of experience that you can ever receive from 99 cents, but it's a DIY remedy, to everything. So there's readings and stuff like that back there. It's for the subscribers, recipes, things to do, shares, a whole bunch of stuff. You can go check it out. Right, so does what you think match with how you feel and what you do? Like, you can go and play around with all of that. Like, if you want to get closer into your own kind of truths about the things that you do, why you do what you do when you do, right? Why you do what you do when you do. Since starting my YouTube channel, I've asked this question over a dozen times in different videos, right? So I'm trying to close it. You have to give me a second because my daughter made some delicious food that requires my eating, and it's calling me because all I do is smell the food and I saw it and I took pictures of it, and I'm like, oh my goodness, and I want it nice. Well, it's fresh, so I'm not waiting. So when I come back, we're gonna finish talking about this alignment of truth, right? That we need to be careful with, especially when Neptune is capable, because Neptune is capable, right, of bringing out haze and confusion in any situation. It's all about illusion, right? So the gift that it bestows is one that is profoundly spiritual, right? Because Neptune is out there in the ethers, right? Like in the ethers. In the cosmos, I'm hungry, right? So, right, it obscures. There goes, that's a nice word, right? It obscures the view of our own world from the outside, right? Right. So and with this, it attempts to entice us to look inward, right? Because when we're not able to see what's in front of us, right, we have little to no choice but to rely on our own internal judgment at those moments. So to think of it like that, right? Anyway, the food is calling me, and I'll be back. Okay. Thank you. So yeah, I don't know where we were. Well, welcome back. It doesn't matter because we are just going to continue anyway. So because we're talking about this new moon in Gemini. I feel like with Cancerian type effects. Right? Cancerian type effects. Anyway, so everything is one baby step at a time. Anyway, sorry. So what are we saying? Okay, get back into the flow. I did mention at Enchantress, right? ENCHANTRESS on Instagram, right? Follow and subscribe over there for just 99 cents, right? And get a quantum bang for your buck, right? Eat all the mana there and DIY strategize your life in such great alchemize and align for 99 cents a month, right? Beautiful. And then also my second YouTube channel, which is Mystic Muse Vlog. MYSTIC, Mystic Muse, MUSE, Blog, VLOG, right? Right. Okay. Anyway, so anyways, listening to our gut, right? Listening to our gut. I know if you're all about just pulling cards and all this kind of stuff, please understand that long before the card pulling, channeling is channeling. I don't need the cards and hop off if that's your complaint. Because seriously, the cards are open for interpretation anyways. And so many people are following people that are just interpreting from their leveling of evolution, not from fucking source, spirit, or guides. doing it from their leveling of intellectualism, of being able to freaking to learn how to read tarot. This is different. So go listen to those kind of people. Hey, Juno. Juno, representing relationship. Talk about that. Right? Because it's active, this new moon, right? Active. This new moon. Right? In Gemini. With Cancerian effects, I feel. Again? Okay. So a lot of stuff in regards to partnering, right? Our relationships. This is, right? Juno is the goddess of marriage, right? Goddess of marriage, right? And may it be holy, right? Or and so it's about passionate love too, right? And with Gemini, it's the articulation, the communication, communication from the heart, right? With that Cancerian effect, right? From the heart. So it's the articulation, it's the communication, your articulation, communication from the heart space. This huge influence, right? So that's good, right? Because this, as we like continue to like travel through, right? It's all about integration, right? We're integrating. So all done. Right when I hit pause, she says, never mind. Okay. Anyways, never mind. Never mind, right? So here, this integration of our own individuality, right? Integration into your own individuality, right? And what that looks like for you, right? And this is, we're speaking to so many different beautiful souls all across the globe, right? All across this perceived reality, right? So despite our conditioning, right? Despite our experience, despite that which may have gone wrong, despite anything that might want to dull our shine or whatever the case may be, right? We're asked to shine brightly. Shine bright like a diamond, right? Shine bright like a diamond, but like more like a moldavite. For those that know, you know, right? So, right, but right, so okay. Right, so in a world of tower and events, right? In a world of towers and events, right, that can take place, we are encouraged to not lose our fire, flame, soul, spark, right? Everything that's uniquely makes us, everything unique that makes us who we are, who you are, right? Who we are. I don't know, I speak, yeah, it's just the way that it flows, right? I'm faster energetically than humanly, whatever. So with Pluto, right? Pluto is doing a lot of transitioning, right? I be talking about Pluto a lot on this channel, so you can definitely go check out and make sure to watch all my videos, right? Even if they're long, you can watch it in parts, listen to it and stuff like that, whatever the case may be. But yeah, right? Pluto is transitioning, this transformations, right? For real, for real. So it's all about this integration, for real, right? Infusing, right? And now we have this energy of this new moon, right? So it's infusing its energy into this new moon last night. So this is the ideal time that if there are any adjustments, right? Any tweaking, I need to hold myself accountable for this type of shit type thing that needs to take place, right? Especially in relationships, especially with your own personal relationship to self, right? Pluto's helping this at this time as well, right? Because that's what the transition's all about. It's about cleaning house, right? Clean house. When Niecy Nash. Anybody ever saw that? When I used to watch TV. Clean house with Niecy Nash. I used to, yeah, clean house, right? So we got Saturn up in here too. I tell you, this is gonna be long. I know this is a new moon, but I'm just pacing and just realizing that this is gonna be long because I'm not Russian. I'm not Russian. I'm Latina. That's what I say. When they be like, "Don't rush," I'm like, "I'm not Russian. I'm Latina." You don't get it. I'm not Russian, right? Like Russian. I'm Latina. Just something I say when I be late. Hey, okay. So giggles, I like that. Giggle a lot, right? Giggle is so helpful, right? I do it with the kids, right? When we teach yoga, and there's this pose, happy baby. I speak about that, right? Happy baby pose. Google it. Look what it looks like. Exactly. What does it sound like? All right. What does it taste like? What does it feel like? Happy baby pose also reminds me of the rune Perthrow. Google it. Look it up. Right? It's the rune, the chance lot, right? Roll of dice, right? It's enter into me. Enter into me, right? It's like being open. You gotta be open, right? You gotta be open, Ben, right? With all this infusion, you gotta be open to want these kind of transformations, right? So, right? So Saturn making its fall into the underworld, right? Right? And they're talking about it with Pisces, but definitely go check out my video, Saturn in Pisces debunked, and why I stand by that. And not saying that Pisces, I've been talking about in a lot of my other videos too, where I didn't know when I was, we learn that, again, we learn as we go and grow, right? So I kept talking about this weird, quirky relationship between Aquarius and Pisces having to work together. And now I understand it. It's the Saturn clause, right? It's the Saturn. Well, everybody's here thinking Saturn's in Pisces. Yes, granted, it's kind of like it's making its entry into that, but it's still in Aquarius, all right, for another like 2 years. And think about it, right? If it was in Pisces, then all would be resolved. Shit still got to be resolved. There's still things being worked out. There's still, so, right, if we're entering Saturn and Pisces where it's this, right, like for this kind of stuff, then everything should be sweet and dandy for the most part to make that sudden transformation into that season of a different type of level up evolution. Like it's just, it makes more sense that we still need more time to iron it out, right? To make adjustments, to do these tweaks and stuff like that. So definitely check out, maybe I'll link it, right? Saturn and Pisces debunked video. Put it in the community board. Always check the community board because I be posting over there a lot too. Okay, and I share things there as well, right? So anyways, but with the Saturn placement tweaking that which it needs to tweak, right? Still, right? Hold on. I'm just breathing because I'm really just trying to not be distracted and use that as an excuse to not deliver and articulate and not just be like, oh, I'm gonna forget it. It'll come to me type of thing. Like I just want to right? So, so yeah, so just talking about that. So definitely, I guess I was supposed to mention that here. Saturn Pisces, because I don't even know why I was talking about Saturn. So I don't want to talk about Saturn. Talk about this moon and Saturn just be there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's like don't just talk about Pluto, talk about me too, right? But because Saturn's retrograde phase, right, coincides with this new moon, right? So it's like a boost of the energy, right? It's boosting it, right? It's boosting it, turning it into another powerful force. There we go. That's why it's coming up. Okay. I'm stand corrected. It's like, what the hell you mean that I got another thing? I should say. Okay, powerful force, right? Because it's the retrograde is coinciding with this new moon, right? And so it's boosting the energy of this phase, right? Powerful force in support of this growing evolutionary phase. I like that, right? It's all interacting, right? So all these celestial events interacting. And here we are just being. It's like, right? Just being, right? 369. 369, which is being at this time, mastering each level. Mastering each level. So it's like offering like a canvas of transformation that has so much personal potential. It's like personal. I don't even know where we were anymore, but I know that it'll flow again. You know what I'm saying? So it's okay. You know, I am first and foremost a mother, and it is a honor badge I wear, so significantly proud that I will press pause as often as needed, at least if it's not being ridiculous, you know what I mean? But you know, I have my boundaries and my limits too. But you know what I'm saying? I love being a mom and I love being her mom, and that's just the way that it is. And we talk about that, and I'm gonna talk about that spiritual parenting too, especially for those that have, you know, spiritually gifted kids that you have been raising from hold on. If you are a parent and you have such beautiful children, I know you do. I work with so many children. They are absolutely divine. And then you know how the devil acts. I'm going to be sharing those kind of stories of how much the devil has tried to attack me and my child, and have even tried to forge fucking horror shows, okay, unsuccessfully. But I'm just saying, right, as the parent, if you are a parent and you are here, and I know that you love your kids, I'm not going to start talking about this because I'm going to get emotional. And that's a powerful place to be. I'm ready. Made my nose irritable. Hold on. I am that mama bear, mama dragon, mama fuck with me and you will see. You know, that type of mama. You know what I mean? To get so aggressive, but that's that. Centaur, like, go ahead, try me, bitch, right? But yeah, even down to witchcraft. There was a bitch that carved stone symbols. Anyway, we'll talk about that on my blog, okay? Definitely go check out my blog. Mystic Muse blog. I got stories for days. Real ones too, not made up shit. A lot of people be making up shit. A lot of people be pay attention, use your discernment. Stop believing everybody on the fucking internet. Everybody is a fucking liar. Okay, they be lying, they be faking tears, crying this, doing that, narcissist energies that they just recycling, using, and they got that me, pay attention to me type thing. Yes, yes, glorify me. Yes, yes, it was me, You see, and Right, I always watch the rise of the Sigma personality types. Maybe you don't register with an alpha type for personality, but you're definitely not beta, right? So rise of the Sigma. Maybe that's more relatable to you. If you tapped in, turned on, tuned in to here. I get a lot of alpha females and males here too. Don't get me wrong. And I'm not knocking alpha. You guys have your head strong and you have a lot on your plate and a lot of things to accomplish, do, and how great you are too, and inspiring and motivating and leaders you be. But this is just a different type of energy. And because I find huge relatability with it and stuff like that, I speak about it. So it's for those that it'll be for. Right. So yeah. So anyways, so this is an awesome time where we can look at it positively. We can look at it like, okay, that's dope. Let me tweak here that which needs to be adjusted for this massive quantum transformation that's happening in my life that I look forward to. Like people, like that's what I'm talking about, the tower. Like, why would you be afraid of the tower hitting? And this could be devastation. This could be things beyond your control. This is life, death. This is like traumatic. This is dramatic. This is like fucking evil shit. This is like devil shit. This is like, okay, anything can hit, right? You can't, like if there was a tragedy or a catastrophe or something like that, them things, but if they can keep you in the spirit of fear, of fearing these things to come to place, that will come to place if it's gonna come to place, right? Like with my mom, I considered that a tragedy. Why did she die so young? That was another thing. She was so young. My mother was only 26 years old when she died. 26. And I had this fear of reaching that age, thinking that I too might die and carry the same fate. Because we don't realize, right? This is that past life regression, that past life travel through, not to hurt yourself, but to get through and rise from and see what's really real and what was imagined. Because there's a lot of imagination that comes into a lot of our procrastination, into a lot of our stagnation, into a lot of our conditioning and habits and behaviors, because we're not choosing to recognize certain things that need to be recognized, acknowledged, and put forth into clear sight. With all the experience and all the strife and all the bites and all the sadness and depression and all this kind of stuff, it's like a spiral, and it can spiral anyone out of control. And so this is now standing in your own power, your own relationship with yourself. Nobody can take that away from you. Everything in the world could fuck up, but nobody could take away the relationship that you have with yourself. And that's a powerful place to be. And a lot of people avoid that relationship with themselves because it causes them to have to look in the mirror. And that's why Gemini is so beautiful. If you have Gemini placements in your chart, you have the capacity to be so beautiful. I only fuck with soul beautiful souls who be vibrating whole for real, not pretending to. I got no beef, even though drama wants to create. You got people that get happy out of spite, that like to take bites, like, oh, you see, they actually got what they deserve, things like that. They take pleasure, which, like, you know, and again, not here to judge, but really, what are we vibrating when this tower of massive quantum transformation is here to hit to create this change, right? It's a new lunar phase, right? So what are we communicating, intellectualizing, and how are we adapting to this lunar phase, right? Is it going to take on more of like a nuance? Or is it going to have a spiritual evolution to it, revolution to it for you, right? Because this is Gemini season, right? Everything is about this cosmic theater. All the world's a stage. So do you know the play? Do you know your part? Do you know your role? Have you rehearsed? Like, what's going on? What's up here, right? Right, Gemini is represented by the celestial twins, right? Castor and Pollen. I think of the pollen in the allergy seasons. They're really messing with our environment, right? So, but the signification of duality, right? Having twofold perspectives, weaving itself into our own spiritual implications, right? And seasoning our new beginning, this new moon, right? So encouraging us now is this energy that is supportive for us to acknowledge and explore the dimensional, multidimensional, the myriad of dimensions that exist within our own being, allowing us to integrate our dual natures and channel them towards our own growth. That's beautiful. So Gemini, this mirror, right? I love it. It's a beautiful mirror to have. Enter the portal of that mirror, because all mirrors are portals. All mirrors are portals. That's worth mentioning again. There's levels to this shit, right? And everything. Right. So, what did I say? Right. So yeah, no. So this mirror, right, is a portal. All mirrors are portals. Enter inside, right? Here's your celestial Q. Hit Q, right? This is the Q to lean into our own falsitudes. I'm making up words, I know, but it doesn't matter. Okay, contradictions, right? Everything that we speak that might want to be like, you know, like needing really like this mirror to you, this deep self-reflection, right? Acknowledging the many versions of ourselves. Like, this is so important, right? Acknowledging the many versions, acknowledging the many versions. They are virgins. Good. Rise of the Virgin. I spoke about that before too, right? Honoring the sacred body or temple, whether you're male or female, doesn't matter. Sacred be our temple. Don't spread yourself so thin, right? Tuning in to the labyrinth of our inner selves. The labyrinth of our inner selves, unlocking, right? I am unlocking the labyrinth. Getting to know, walking in, meeting, greeting every one of my inner selves, studying for deep reflection, self-reflection, and acknowledging the versions of myself that come into being, come into existence, right? Harnessing this and understanding this too, sowing seeds of intentional growth. I grow, I glow, right? Tied to infinity, I am affinity with the communication that I need to speak, that speaks my absolute truth and my authentic selves, and all of my authentic selves. I rise, conquer, empowered, focused, healthy, wealthy, stealthy, inspired, articulating my thoughts clearly, my ideas clearly, my creativities clearly, my emotions clearly with newfound clarity every single day. I bring joy into my everyday. It's an auspicious time for me to share my own narrative in my own life, right? Initiating meaningful dialogue that I create, that I script into existence, because I'm here rising through this transformation, right? Having courageous conversations with my own inner out dialogue, right? For my own outer expression, right? I love that. We did it, right? A reflection in our relationships has shown how far we have come, and also where we still need to heal, right? So we're promoting empathetic self-communication along with external communication, stimulating our intellectual curiosity. This is great. This is like brainwave activate, DNA regulate. Here we go. Obstinate, like like woo, fire ricochet. Here we go, right? Facilitating this deeper compass into our own structure, infrastructure. I love that. That's great, right? I love that. We're learning to rely on our own internal judgment and the connections that we make with the people, and the positive spin of articulation that we're gifting ourselves by helping us to understand other people's perspectives, right? Which strengthens, right? When we do that, when we can go outside of the what we think is right or what we think it should be, or our own perspectives and our own realities, right? Well, we're able to do that without forging any judgment or having some kind of hidden agenda and stuff like that, and really just listening and getting to know, right? And listening to where people are, not just assuming, right? Thinking that you know everything, right? When we do that, we really do strengthen our interpersonal bonds, right? And foster this energy of communal harmony. And so that's a good energy, I think, communal harmony. I like that because I'm sick and tired of those type of energies that seem to dominate the surface, right? But really be about that fuck shit. They just liars, right? So on this new moon, right, we align with Gemini's energetic pulse, right? Remembering that, listen, we're not just spectators, we're dictators. We're active participants in this celestial symphony. So accepting this invitation, right, to explore our own dualities, our mirrors, right, learning to communicate with ourselves much more authentically and navigating our own spiritual journey conscious, right, with increased self-awareness and understanding, overstanding, right? Gemini is all about intellectual stimulation, and communicative agility, right? Go to bat with the Gemini. You might get shut the fuck down, even if you're right. They're just gonna communicate in such a way that's gonna be finesse. It's just finesse, and it's just like, or they're funny too. They got that sark, that humor, that they just say something that's disruptive that'll change the whole energy of the room and send people in an uproar, laughter, right? Like. Oh, so you thought, right? Because they're slick wick with the tongue, right? And so it's offering this distinctive, like, opportunity right now to really vibrate, right, this energy and maximize your own potential for growth in the way that you communicate. And how you harness this potent energy, right, is by allowing yourself to do the happy baby pose that we were talking about, right? Begin with this whole self-reflection, right? The whole dualistic nature of Gemini, right? Urging us to further explore our own internal revenues, avenues, corners, layers, dimensions, to understand the many facets of our identities, our lives, if that's what you're into too, right? I gave a superficial um um past life transgression, example, timeline for the earthly one, but there's many more, no? Right? Yeah. Oh, what? Yeah. Right? Illuminating the deepest corners of our own self-perception and perception, period. Right? This new moon, we can set new intentions, right? That's a universal symbolism for that, right? New beginning. No more, no beginning. Inspiring us to take a fresh start. All right, we chart our paths. We're doing our thing. We're doing our forward and renewed optimism too. And that's what okay, I'm gonna draft this, right? Because I was talking about Gemini in their list, right? Those that are in their task lane, doing their thing, and energizing entrepreneurs, soulpreneurs, workaholics, those that whatever it is that you do, you have a fucking planner that's the size of the Bible, bigger than that, with notes in that and notes in that and notes in that. And list to do. You always got something to do. I love that about you because I feel the same fucking way. There's one thing me and Gemini's got in common is you never bored. What is that? Boredom? Like what? How can you be bored? I've never known boredom in my entire life. Even when I said it as a kid, it was only to make my dad feel bad because I wanted to go out. I was tired of being stuck in the house. I'm like, I'm bored. I'm bored. I just want to be free. I want to go outside. This is where the Little Mermaid comes in for me, right? I just want to be part of that world. That's how I fucking felt. What would I give to live? Oh my gosh, right? I'm just wondering what I'm saying. That they don't recognize me doing. Right, young women, sick of swimming, ready to stand. Right, so here I am, right? So here you are. Here I am, right? Ready to stand. Right? I love that. So we're tapping in and we're using this, we're articulating, right? We're beginning, we're doing this self-reflection, right? We're setting new intentions, right? We're this renewed optimism, right? The spirit of breath of life, right? Stimulating, percolating our goals, right? Infusing them with intellectual curiosity so that you can move from procrastination, stagnation into full blown out. I do, I act, I am following my intellectual pursuits of curiosity and allowing this to become my communicative prowess, right? So I love that, right? Because Gemini's rule motherfucking communication, period. Watch a Gemini speak, especially if they're tapped and turned on. This, yes, there's quiet Geminis, and depending on other placements and stuff like that in the chart and stuff like that, some are not as outwardly exposed. You can meet a quiet Gemini in a room, that would be like my daughter, but get her to speak and it's just like colorful. You get what I'm saying? Right? So it's a powerful platform to be on, right? Because Gemini's energy in this new moon enriches conversations, right? Absorbs different kind of viewpoints, engages in meaningful dialogues, right? Expresses thoughts eloquently. It wants a conversation. Is energized by all this kind of stuff. So this is powerful. It's cultivation. I like that. Cultivation, right? Of intellectual curiosity. Right? It's thirst for knowledge. Thirst for knowledge. And how can you ever be bored if you have a thirst for knowledge? Never can you grow bored. Right, so it's like lighting that fire of the thirst for knowledge again, right? Embarking on your own quest to learn something new, in order to expand your horizons fast, right? Fuck it, let's dive in. We're gonna dive into unknown territories, right? Because we like that. I want to learn. That juices me up, that fills me up, that feeds me, right? I was talking about that too. Where was I talking about that on? I have so many different platforms that I'm on, that I think I posted it on Instagram, and I was talking about my curiosity, my quest, right, with religions, and how I was introduced to fasting at such a young age. And the reason I was introduced to fasting is because of my quest, my spark for intellectual growth. And that which I gave it like maybe 12, but it could have been younger too. But I'm just like, okay, at least 12. By 12, I was already fasting, right? For different reasons. And in this experience of fast, it is something that stuck my whole entire life. So from that age of when I got introduced to it up until this age of now, it's something that I regularly practice. right? It's always been a part of my life, and it's always been, it has expanded. It started out as religious fasting that I wasn't connecting to, and I wanted to connect to, and so I was fasting for connection in the way that they were saying, and I was observing like even people talking in tongues, and I'm like, is this real or is this just mass hysteria? Like, let's see. But then I would have these pivotal moments of God speaking to me through others too, to see, to be like, be a little bit more open, you know what I mean? Because you get messages from anywhere, not there for you to judge where you're getting it from. Just be open, because the universe is infinite and you are divine, right? So learning to be open to the new that is here waiting for you to just receive it. It's just like when the characters walk into the enchanted castle in Beauty and the Beast, and they don't know that these items are alive, like, you know, like the furniture, and that everything's enchanted and alive, right? And so they can hide in plain sight, right? And so it's like then being awoke to all that is still there. It's just you weren't ready to see it, type of thing. You know, when you're ready to see it, you'll see it, right? It's like spirit, it's like channeling, it's seance, it's channeling. Like, you know, I had debates about this, right? Because when I was young and stuff like that, and I had all these channeling experiences, and it made me feel like I was fucking crazy. And my mom used to, like, you know, sit with me through all these episodes, because for me, it was just a lot of noise that did not make sense. And so, you know, and I would cry, and I would say, just make it stop, and all this kind of stuff. And going through all those different levelings of stuff, my debate is like, I didn't ask for that. But then again, when you go into the children, which is why they're so being heavily influenced and guided to be so disconnected from themselves at this time. If you can't see that, then you need to wake the fuck up, right? That where the society is leading our children, right? So you need to save them, protect them, and fucking hop on that bandwagon, right? Like, and stop so focusing on some other shit that don't fucking matter. It's the kids that we need to protect, right? So either way, right? Um, anyways, um, a lot. Could be a lot to have to navigate through. But just start paying more attention to your participatory consciousness. And what I mean by participatory consciousness is pay attention to what you choose to accept as yours too, that comes from outside of you. And that includes religion, all of it, and beliefs. Because anything outside of you is participatory consciousness, depending on whatever level of consciousness you be on. So I'm saying expand this thought of your own participatory consciousness. Participatory consciousness, okay? Start noting shit so that you can see your own patterns, behaviors, habits, and thoughts, and see where it comes from and all this, and where you choose to resonate. I'm not telling you what to believe in and all this kind of stuff, but I'm just saying that in my own quest, right, I've learned to be open, and being open doesn't have too much participatory consciousness involvement. Granted, you could say, oh, but you do astrology. That's my participatory consciousness, highly activated and understanding too that this shit is conditioning. So I say that as clear as can be, loosely as can be, holding no, like, I don't hold astrology, tarot cards, channeling, spirit, all this kind of stuff as as everything all like, I know that this too can expand. And so my leveling of connection with that which it's fluid, granted, it's open, granted, it's connected, granted, but I don't like, there's still this infinite potential that I don't know. And so why would I hold on to such a small space of just fluid that has infinite potential? I hope that makes sense. But Geminis do have the ability to express thoughts so eloquently, and so they are such wonderful leaders of this world that we can learn from, right? And being open to that kind of powerful, and many Gemini leaders have powerful platforms, and the way that they use it is powerful for them. That's dope, right? So delving into these unknown territories, right, that are expansive, fosters our deepest of understandings and understandings of the world around us. I think that's beautiful. Wouldn't you agree? Hey, I think that's beautiful. Wouldn't you agree? I think so. Your gut knows what's up. Trust that bitch. Yes, rely on internal judgment. Didn't we say that up here? Your gut knows what's up. Trust that bitch. What? Yeah, right? Your gut wants to talk and it always has your back. All you got to do is listen up and not be a punk about whatever it is it's got to say. Even if you're fuzzy on the right thing to do, your gut usually knows what the wrong thing to do is. Maybe the right thing to do is anything but what you're tempted to do out of spite, fear, or impatience. Yeah, probably that, like 99% usually. This is how I operate in terms of when I think about stuff like this. If you questioning marking something, then you shouldn't be making no moves on that something until you're absolute clear, because truth has no question. You understand that? When you know something, you fucking just pop off. So go to a space of when you knew, and you knew something and you were able to take action because you knew of something, right? So if you're doubting something, you're questioning something and you don't know, why would you make a move? That makes absolutely no sense. So for me, common sense, right, is like, okay, make no fucking move because you don't know. And until you know, and you know what that looks like, because you know what truth looks like. Truth is motherfucking clear. Truth is clear, right? So it's moving with wisdom, and Geminis may not teach you that because they usually pop off. So you can learn from that exampling of, let me have a little more self-control, right? True. Anyways. Right. So anyways, practice the art of mindfulness, right? Relying on our internal judgment, but learning to be more mindful, right? Being present is such a gift, right? Being present in the moment allows us to just tune in, tap in, turn on, tune in, right? To every subtle vibration, right? That filters through, right? And it's just like helping us, this extra act, this being present allows us to align really powerfully with our own intentions and our participatory consciousness and growth. You know what I'm saying? Right? So Gemini is always going to be unique and wild. So it's like a unique wild card, right? But it's so much filled with transformation and opportunities and travel, right? Opportunities and travel, right? Because we are the transformers, right? there's a lot of false awakenings, and this mirror allows us to write the ending of the old story, shifting us into this new paradigm, right? Right? Formulating our own communication, right? Being wiser and less combative, more harmonious, as within exudes on out, working on our superpowers. And these superpowers are forgiveness, love, resolution, creativity, passion, community, right? So these opportunities, right, that we have, right, to to harness with this Geminian energy, right? Embracing these levels of of introspection, right? Using this new moon of energy to make clear intentions so we can clear out the old system, right? So it's chaos erupting, right? But for fairness. So it's divine timing of progression. It can appear, it will appear to be like chaos. Egos can flare. This kind of new here is rare, never before seen or studied. We are new, right? Transformers too, communicating effectively, right? Community-wide forgiveness. Imagine that. Let's meet in forgiveness, just giving it for the sake of evolution, right? Make forgiveness of others and self main priority to blast through successfully and less horrid, and to make things less horrid, right? Pretending to be a savage that won't heal that hole in your heart, baby. What am I talking about? Right? Healing these old paradigms. You know who the real OGs are? The ones who ain't got shit to hide from anyone, especially themselves. Real OGs claim their humanity. They hold their wounds up to the light like Mufasa holding Simba. I don't know about that depiction because Mufasa, wait, was it Mufasa? Wait, is Mufasa the uncle or the dad? I don't know. So never mind. I'm Mufasa is the monkey. Mufasa was the monkey. Okay, never mind. I take that back. Okay, never mind. Okay, I got the image in my mind. You see, don't pretend to have an image in your mind if you don't really have it, right? Like, that's what I'm talking about. That's like when you could tell the real from the fake, right? Because they can't give you nothing but the copy that they say. They can't go any deeper than that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, especially when people copy and paste and stuff like that. Like, they can't give you no depth because depth they don't have. Like, you can't give something that you don't got. So like, what's up with that, right? Like, you can't give something that you don't got. So but still, right? So we're blasting through evolution, right? Successfully. So things could be less hard. So forgiveness is needed, community-wide forgiveness. Seriously, even forgive the fucking offender that doesn't even see the offense to be as drastic as it really is, because they stuck on their stupid, right? When you get stuck on stupid, sometimes monkeys stay there for a long time, right? So this is all about being radicalized, right? Penetrating into our societies, like sublime, right? Ceremony of gratitude, where we can come together and be together with ceremony, not being ugly, right? Lack of gratitude is no love. That's how I feel about that. But let me finish reading this. You know who the real OGs are, the ones who ain't got shit to hide from anyone, especially themselves. Real OGs claim their humanity. They hold those wounds up to the light like Mufasa holding Simba. Can you hear that inspirational music starting? Yeah, that's you starting the hero's journey. Love bug, right? I love that, right? Love bug, that's right. Hero's journey, but like not the hero's journey, because we don't want to turn into an archetype of fucking repeat cycle. The hero's journey sometimes ain't pleasant. You know what I'm saying? So it's not. This is a new one, never before seen, to be studied, right? So it's to be lived, right? So yeah, right? So let that penetrate into our society, into our community, right? This unity, right? It makes me think of the word apoptosis. Because I was looking at my old pathology notes and stuff like that. And so anyways, it's making me think of that. Now we see why. Like, okay, I look it through this and now it pops into my mind, right? Because that's just the death of cells, right? Which is a natural process. It occurs. It's normal. It's a controlled part of an organism. What's going on over there? Right? it's a controlled part of an organism's growth of development, right? Um so this is like that same analogy, right? Like the death of cells, right? The old system, right? Chaos erupting, right? But it's a natural part. So I get into this is happening naturally, right? It's the same process for cells. This is similar, right? So it's like Mother Earth kind of like humbling humanity because this big like um organism, right? Like if we're looking at Mother Earth like a huge organism of such, right? Humbling humanity with humility, right? It has to be learned. This growth has to happen. This process is taking place. It's just a matter of time, right? So humanity's old story disguising itself as a new story. This is like those false awakenings, right? The false awakenings, people thinking that they're fucking awake, but they're just on an ego trip, a guru complex, right? Convinced that they're the ones here. Like, I'm not, again, not knocking anything and all this kind of stuff, but I'm just saying there's a lot of false type of awakenings, or even just like bringing certain type of old beliefs, God, religion into certain kind of mix of new, like whatever gets you there and stuff like that. But it's just like this is newer than that too. This is like you scripting certain kind of you're creating the cosmics. Oh, I like that. You are, we are creating the new great cosmic symphony, right? And so we're invited to dance to the celestial rhythm. Celestial rhythm. I get confused. Rhythms, I know how to spell. Okay, right. Um, all right. So I don't even know where we're. But yeah, let's see what's going on. Okay, lots of notes for today. Lots of notes. I hope you come with your notebook and pen too. Okay, right, Five of Swords. Right, look at that. Right, so that Five of Swords, like that defeated type of energy, right? Releasing that, right? Letting that old, like the apoptosis, right? Right, cellular mitosis, right? Because that's the thing. Apoptosis creates new, right? But then we still have cellular mitosis, which divides the cell and splits it into two, right? So many variables can still be taking place, right? So you have the choice to cycle something, to script something, right? Right. So the old story will tell you that what to expect and stuff like that. And the paradigm shift that's shifting is just like, no, while you're still swimming, how can you know which door to enter? That's not part of it. Part of it is for you to trust, like what we were writing, or rely on our internal judgment, right? Really getting into that space. We want to feel safe. And so being part of that old paradigm, that old story, it's like it needs to let ourselves apoptosis, right? So it's like, oh my right, they send me for inspection, right? Because of the practice, right? Right. So the practice that you're putting into the inspection, right, that you're doing here, this Page of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles, right? That you are creating, you are working this cosmic galactic elixir, that you are the fixer and you are the creator, right? You are right, you are creating. And so we don't know what the new true story is yet, right? We're here though to help our children, whom will be the writers of this new story. So this is like that debunk that I was saying in in Saturn and Pisces debunked, because still in Aquarius, there's still things being worked out. That Jesus story is still being worked out, right? That narrative, that old narrative is still trying to be made sense of and being worked out with the new that just doesn't fit it, too. And so here you are going in, right? Inclined because you're soul inclined, right? None of these false awakenings have truly ever written a fucking story. Like, what does your story, you get what I'm saying? Like, this shit sounds the fucking same. Right? And it's just like, we are to blame. So really think about it. False awakenings, they don't have their own narrative. They're telling somebody else's fucking story over and over and over in every nation, right? So we can look at this, right? And how this shit spreads. Every nation is an organ within its organism, right? So the same way every person is a cell within that organism, right? We're like spreading, right? So and so there's just so many things that um we can fight about, right? But really, like, let's be solutionists. I don't want to fight. I'll kick your ass. So let's just get along. That's where you're at. Oh, I love that. What? That's dope. Those tapped in, turned on, tuned in. I like that, right? Right? So anyways, right? So nature is more important, right? Let's talk about that, right? Right? Defeat, inspection, right? Those that feel that way, that still wants to show itself in some kind of way. And it's like, no, you just got to get out of your own way. And it's just like, okay, but I'm going to get out of my own way. King of Pentacles, loyalty. Where does your loyalty lie? And even that has to be loosened. Oh, I wrote something. Before I took a cat nap. It was literally a cat nap because it was no more than like 20 minutes that I took a cat nap. And before the cat nap, like I had to write this down. Know your truth and let that shit go too. Literally, right? Know your truth and let that shit go too. I'm gonna write that down. Know your truth, and let that shit go to release, right? Releasing, right? No, right? Release, right? That what you do, but being clear about that what you're doing and what you're creating, right? So it's just like how we can't live without nature, right? So it's the same way that our like how there's microbes in the soil, right? We have microbes in our gut, right? And we can't live without those microbes, right? So most of our like DNA, right, is not even human, it's a microorganism, right? So and if we talk about it too, like when we think about mitochondria too, that's foreign, that's alien DNA, right? Surrounded by brown, right, kind of stuff or whatever. I'm not trying to make this about that, but I'm just saying we are a super organism is what the point I'm trying to make. And Earth sends us, right? So this is why nature is important. For those of you that don't know, you'd be like, oh, I just don't want to go outside and all this kind of stuff or whatever. Just understand how nature is so important, because if you understood it, then maybe you would better act upon it. You understand? Because when you understand something, when you know something, when you know better, you do better. You get what I'm saying? So a lot of people like, because they're all repeating that was the false awakenings, right? They're like, go outside in nature, go hug a tree, go connect with that, but they don't even know why they're doing that. And it's fine. Whatever brings you there, brings you there. You understand what I'm saying? But you got to understand, empty vapid, sharing, preaching, and all this kind of stuff is spreading empty vapid, spreading, teaching, and all that kind of stuff, because energy is energy being spread. Like all these kind of like microbes and organisms and all this kind of stuff being shared amongst us and all that kind of stuff. So be careful that what you receive from, because you got empty vapid souls just repeating information and they're empty inside. They got no depth to them and all this kind of stuff. And they're sharing that with you and they're spreading the same kind of energy as within exudes on out. And that's the absentee that could be a block in your own energy field, because you're being sucked away like the vampires, that it be like that. And that's just a way of a description, of an analogy that you can use to give yourself a visual, because I'm just a very visual type of descriptive kind of animated person, that if you ever need a visual on something to understand something or understand something a lot better,
that's what I'm really fucking good at. I'll help you see it as clearly as can be so that you can progress from there and form your own solutions, because that's how it should be. Not that you keep fucking cycling and keep going back to the same fucking kind of energy over and over, talking about the same fucking thing over and over again. What did you do about it to change it? You know? So, but anyway, so understanding, right? So understanding the super organism that we are, right? And the connection to earth, right? Earth is a microorganism, right? It's an organism, right? And we are super organism. And earth sends us coding, right? Download, upload, implode. And these things unlock us in ways that without the experience, you wouldn't know it. This is like transhuman versus biology too, the fight. Right? Either way, we're antennas. We are receiver of everything and anything. And dependent upon our own cellular mitosis within our own superorganism. And what's cellular mitosis again? It's when a cell divides and splits in two. So we are a superorganism, and these things, whether you agree with them or not, are happening within your internal being. Okay? This is your superorganism, right? And you have cellular mitosis occurring within you. This is why there could be sometimes splits and divides, because there's so many variables that play into things. Right? And we are the antennas tuning into whatever it is that we're choosing to turn into, right? So there's a lot happening, especially with how Mother Earth. I had a, it's funny because I never was able to refer to Earth as Mother Earth. And that was because I was disconnected from my own understanding. And now I understand the energy behind the symbolism of why it would be called that. Right? And so because it's an organism, it's alive. You understand that? Alive, like Frankenstein. It's alive. It's alive. And if we're waking up, so is she. Reward, right? So those of you tapped in, turned on, tuned in here with I, there are rewards for your authenticity, for your absolute truth. You are divinely lit, guided, and protected. No weapons formed against you shall ever motherfucking prosper. You are the mirror reflected back upon to those that want to send anything your way. They meet with their mirror instantly in every kind of way. And it's just like, that's all I gotta say. That's how they get handled in every kind of way. You know what I'm saying? And here you are, ready to receive your reward. Here to receive your reward. Oh, hold on 1 second. I gotta know. Okay. So we're writing the ending of the old story, shifting into this new paradigm, right? Formulating our communication as clearly as can be, right? Getting out of our own anxiety, right? Transforming that, right? Being wiser, less combative, and going through the chapters of that which still penetrates your mind, right? Nine of Swords, like, not being able to
it's like that monkey mind, right? How do you know you're like in the monkey mind? And I realized this, and this I remember when I was exploring it and stuff like that, I was in part of the monkey mind because, like, sleep was erratic, and um my thoughts were everywhere into the abyss, lost, right? So this is being up at all, not saying that you don't have the energy. We do have the energy to do a lot of things, and some of you might work at night and stuff like that too, and stuff like that. But rest is so important in our circadian rhythms and beats. Like, that's oftentimes overlooked and needing to be really pushed into our lives, especially if we don't have it, right? Where we rest. And sometimes it's going to be walking through the abyss of truth. There was one lie that was deadly that I was holding on to before this revolution of evolution. I'll probably talk about it on my blog when I get ready for it, right? So at Mystic Muse blog. But I was holding on to this lie. And then, when you hold on to this lie, and I was going to die with the lie. Let me tell you something, okay? I was going to die with the lie because I justified. I'm a justifier. I'll justify my wrong actions too. That'll make me right. So, and we are met with same life experiences in different kind of tempo settings and stuff like that are gonna, until we learn the lesson, right? And it took for me to see the lie being blatantly told to me by another in my face, which is like, how can you insult my intelligence type feel, right? That made me really address the mirror for real, where it was like, oh shit, this is real. And I cried. I told the person that was lying to me, thank you so much for freeing me, because it is this lie that has carved me even more open to own up to my own shit. And I went to confession and I released my lie to those that deserve to receive that release of, like, I had to make apologies, I had to make amends, I had to fess up. And that was my last lie that I was gonna die with. And let me tell you something, I have a lot of energy. I get a lot of shit done. And I do so much in the day. You'd be surprised. And I'm very hyper energy. I'm very I'm like that, like high energy, like as a yoga teacher, like my energy is through the fucking roof. I teach back to back to back to back to back. My adrenaline is high, my activity is high, my flex, like I'm fit, I'm in shape, like, and I'm very active. I don't lounge, I don't sit around and watch TV. I don't like I sit for these videos. Other than that, I'm doing stuff, you know? And that's pretty much until I go to bed, because I have a lot of high energy and a lot of creativity, and I dance. And then I have a lot of things I like to do. Like, I gotta put this on in my day. Like, and sometimes days be busy and things like that. So I just wanted to explain what I'm saying. You know what I mean? And so during the times that I broke night, and I for years said I can operate off of 2 to 4 hours of sleep and I'm good. As long as I have 2 to 4 hours of sleep, I'm good. But is that healthy? You know what I'm saying? So there's different levels, different doubles. And what I've learned now from sleeping healthily is I'm still that beast master, taskmaster, master, the way that I am, hyper focused, creative, and all this kind of stuff, and I still find time to do that which I do. If not, I feel like I've created more space to do that which I love, and that's like crazy to me because I it's like what, right? I mean, right. So definitely check out my vlog because I'm gonna get more up close and personal. It's gonna be like that over there. So these kind of stories will be shared over there. In time, you know. Right now um I'm gonna be uploading vlog number 5 that's long awaited, and that's really vlog number 14, but it's getting bumped up to vlog number 5 because it has to. It just has to. You'll understand after seeing it. But yeah, it has to. So that one will be aired between tonight and tomorrow, um, or whatever. So definitely check that out. I'm like up to vlog episode 27, 28 or something like that. So I'm really enjoying making all of these vlogs, and there's only gonna be growing into more. So because it is what it is, and I'm growing with it, and it's radicalizing me. This is a ceremony, right? So anyways, but you know, it's a ceremony that we're needing to institutionalize within ourselves, this radicalization, right? This chaos that's erupting, it's creating this fairness, right? Through this progression of your process, right? So, and also making yourself a main motherfucking priority, as you should, right? Blast through your own evolution successfully this time, right? So it's just like, okay, right? So what I'm trying to say here is that there might be things that are falsehoods for you, because when you're at peace, you can sleep. I learned that in my own inner chaos. Because think about it, even if you have an odd work schedule, right? And you get home and you still got tasks to do and things because you work at a different schedule, when it's time to sleep, you can sleep. You got peace. But let's say you're a task monster too, and you got a lot of shit that you do, and you're working and that and this, multiple jobs, multiple responsibilities, like a whole bunch of stuff going down. And then when it comes time to still lay down, and you still ready, and you're there to frown, and you can't sleep, and sleep is not good, then it's very safe to say that you don't have peace within you. It's like me now, like when I go lay down to go sleep, I be like, nighty night. I'm out. I'm going to sleep. Right? Um, but yeah, you know what I mean? So that's coming up. That's for whomever that's for, right? So what peace, right? This is the time, right? We're talking about this new moon time, right? To really align and tweak and create your own successful, right? So this is the 999. Look, I'm seeing all these nines, right? So it's like 999 and then 6, right? But 6 of Swords, detachment, right? Moving on forward with bliss, right? Detachment, the thing that I said, know your truth and let that shit go too. Wow. I love this. I really do. I love this. Right? And this 9 of Cups, satisfaction, leading to your satisfaction. So it's working, because 9 is about completion. So you're still working on this completion, right? This radicalization, right? Penetrating into your own interdimensional system, right? This ceremony that's coming to life, this transformer, you're a soul transformer, right? And that's beautiful, right? And detaching. So know your truth and then letting that shit go too. Release. I love that. That's a powerful stance to be, right? The powerful stance to be. Temperance, moderation. It's all about moderation, right? And that energy, how you're waving your wand, how you're waving your energy around, what you're choosing to do with that. That's why I said the tower will be scary for some people if they know their energy. Like if you that scared, like then check your energy field, right? False awakenings, right? 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 So humanity's still fighting to disguise itself as a new story, but they still be on that old story shit. Nah, it's like, let this apoptosis happen, right? And what's apoptosis again? The death of cells, which occurs as a normal process, right? It's a controlled part of an organism, right? It's for our growth and our development. Just a little, you know, for those that don't know, I'm not trying to be funny. Like, I love this stuff. If you don't know, ask me. It's good to ask because, sometimes I don't know either. I'll be like, let's look it up together. We'll see. I don't fucking know. Sometimes I be thinking I have to look up the stuff later myself too. I'm like, oh, wow, that was spirit came through. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't know. Right? Inspection, because it is inspection. And then look at just victory. Right? 6. The balance, the harmony, the victory that happens through this inspection, this Page of Swords, right? It's happening for your own soul's evolution, revolution. It's beautiful. So what are you writing? How do you script out the old story so that you can shift into this new paradigm? That's the way to look at it, right? Write the ending of that old story already. Close it. Close the chapter. Don't talk about it no more. Don't be about it. Don't visit there. Like you'll get there eventually when you're ready. When you try to force it, ooh, I wrote that down too. This is the difference between, I want to use the words I use. This is the difference between power versus force. Yeah, I'm telling you, I go into deep, like, I like to hang upside down and I just began a lot of like power trips, right? Power versus force, right? You're forcing of something, or you're empowered by something, right? So that's the difference. That's the difference. Ow. Right? That's the difference. Neptune showing up, right? Because it's that, right? Neptune showing up. And this is like Venus energy, I feel. I don't know these cards. I'm learning them with you right now. But I'm just saying, like, that looks like Venus to me. Right? Like Taurus too. I think about that, but but the divine energy, right? Aligning. Neptune, holding the trident in his left hand and a dolphin in his right hand, standing erect on the ocean waves with a strange mien which inspires everyone with a sort of awe, right? Neptune, the god of the ocean and of the watery element, suddenly and unexpectedly appears in his grand and superhuman simplicity. It is the card of permanency and continuity. It represents in a layout the uncles of the brother-in-laws and may be taken as signifying a widower or bachelor or attractive personality, right? Your attractive personality, right? So it also means a friendship that has become a burden which cannot be got rid of, right? That too, right? Physically, it causes boils, blood poisoning, jaundice, dropsy, diarrhea, right? We read it like that, right? So anyway, so that's just talking about Neptune. And then this one was Libra. Right? This is the ever-growing ear of corn, symbolizing fruitful nature gifts. We were just talking about Mother Earth, nature, and all your gifts, right? And the progression of that, the evolution of that, the strong tree bearing its abundance of ripe fruit represents the recompense of man's well-directed efforts. This is the card of abundance gained through effort and skill. It gives the possibility of success in agricultural occupations and love of rural life. It may grant power and dominion. It is, however, a card of anxiety in regards to children, right? Because our children are the future, okay? Right? It represents the kind and hardworking women fond of comfort, of good food and good wine. It also signifies the end of something or event and the commencement of another, right? Which is truth, right? So we're writing the ending of the old story, shifting into this new paradigm. I love that, right? Shifting into this new paradigm, right? The exit, I feel like, right? Mercury's here too. What? Mercury. Okay. All right. Let's see. Mercury? Where are you? Hey, hey, hey. What the fudgesicles? What the fudgesicles? Hey, 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 let's see. Because I feel like it should be over there and it's not. So now I'm checking the rest of the book to see if by some chance it's where I wouldn't imagine it to be. It's just weird. All right, yeah, Mercury back here. Youthful, of gracious mien, his shoulders girt with the cloak and scarcely conceals his form. His head surmounted by the winged Pegasus, carrying in his hand the caduceus, I don't know how to say that, or magic wand. Remember how I said it's how you wand, how you're moving your wand, the energy of your wand, right? Symbolizing equilibrium. With his free and easy, tremulous, and nimble demeanor, Mercury, the sly god, ambassador and messenger of Olympus, alert and quick, prepares himself to accomplish some piece of cunning work which will help him to fulfill a delicate or perilous mission. This card represents a child or a young person. It brings youth. It is the card of shrewdness, of creative intelligence, okay, of nerve force, and of journeys. Right, it is good or evil according to its position, right? But it always conveys the idea of something new and of change. I love this. I love this. From the physical standpoint, it is afflicted. It causes throat trouble, nervous disease, loss of memory, right? For those that it's affecting negatively, right? That could be a sign too, like something, right? It's a nervous disease, like anxiety, fear, autoimmune deficiencies, like things like that, like happening. Oh, hold on. No, it's okay. It's not, it doesn't show. Hold on. Right. So I love this. I love this. I love this so much, right? Like I said, I never know what it's always going to be about, but I always know that I love what it's all about, right? And so, what are some positive affirmations we can add to this message before going? This is a lot to take in. I thank you so much for being here. I hope you love it, of course. Help support my channel by liking it. If you're thumbs downing it, if that's how you fucking feel. I don't know what curled up your ass, but whatever. I love you. Apoptosis you. Apoptosis you. I'm gonna use that. Apoptosis you. Because I cannot apoptosis. And if you break it down, right? Look at this, how I'm seeing it. Oh my God, this is funny. If you break it down, right? Because it's app, right? Op, right? To, right? Sis, right? App op, right? To sis, right? Why you gotta be an op for, right? Why can't we just be a sis? Jesus. Right? So no more. So what are you scripting ending of the old story, shifting into this new paradigm, right? Humanity's old story is disgusting. We don't need it anymore. It doesn't serve anybody, right? So be the reason someone smiles. Do all things with great love. I love that. Do all things with great love. Be the reason someone. Do all things with great love. Only do it with great love. Only do it with great love. Right? Laugh more, worry less, go into a happy baby position and then start giggling. Because that's what we were talking about before I got all over the place, right? Giggling. Right? So let us giggle some more. Oh, right? Life is beautiful because it is. Life is beautiful, right? Affirm that. Say that for yourself. Life is beautiful. So glad that you exist here, right? I am so glad that you exist because you contribute. You contribute your piece, your beautiful piece into the universe, and it is so needed because you are needed. So glad. I'm so glad that you exist. I'm so glad that you're contributing because you can and you will, right? This is going to be a great day because you're brilliant. I'm so proud of you. You see what I'm saying, right? Be brave, be bold, be you, right? Do your thing. Shut up. Do your thing. Do your thing, right? Make today count. Take it easy. Yeah, that's what you be about. All right, all right, all right. Choose happiness. Ta-da! Choose happiness because you can and you will. So take it easy. You know what I'm saying? Make today count. Do your thing, all right? Be brave and be bold. Be you, okay? Be so proud of you. You're brilliant, all right? This is gonna be a great day. So you can and you will. Keep saying that, right? So glad that you because life is beautiful because you're in it, right? Laugh one very less. Do all things with great love because you can and you will, right? And be the reason someone else smiles. I hope that you smile today. If not, let's take this moment to smile together. Just because you can and you will and you do. Good things are going to happen because you matter. So don't stop trying. Positive vibes only. Right? Positive vibes only. Positive vibes only. Positive dreams don't work unless you do. Know that you are loved. Be fearless. Right? Do all things with great love. All right. All right. All right. All right. Well, I hope that you enjoyed this video like I said. All right. Right? Live your dream. Be brave, be bold, be you. Today is your day. Okay. Definitely subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. Like this video. Help my algorithm, be not shadow banned or get lost in the falseness and the false awakenings out there that are on and popping and stuff like that, and then get, into the shadows. So either way, it's about balance, right? A lot of good things are coming in, right? So yeah, always read the description box because there'll be things there for you to tap in, turn on, tune into. That'll be important for you to know, especially all the links that you need to know about in order for us to connect on every other kind of stream. So if you're like, oh my god, I don't remember what she said about what Instagram and all this kind of stuff, just go to my description box, and in my description box there is always a master link included, and in that master link is the link of all links that connect you and I, every single kind of dope-tastic, fantastic, quantum filled way. And so yeah, and that's another way that you can just, engage with I. There's a lot of things you don't have to pay for. There's free platforms like my Instagram is free, but for exclusivity you would pay 99 cents. You know what I mean? And then there's services that I offer, and that's something that you pay for. But everything else is on a free platform, you know what I'm saying? Especially my blog, enchantingbubble.blogspot.com, right? The magician. So working on your inner skills to transmute this anxiety that may have you up at night, right? That you need to find peace for in this confusion, right? So, in that confusion, right? Right, you could be dealing with a Gemini too, something like maybe emotional lack thereof, emotional fulfillment in something, for wherever this is, like maybe there's in relationships or something like that, something disappointing, like maybe something missing, maybe like a spark or something like that, something kind of hard, right? Something like you want more support in something, or maybe you wish you had the support in something, or maybe you want a life partner that is more supportive of you, or maybe you want a life partner that has more emotions towards you. Maybe you want you know, something because you are the one, right? So maybe you want to feel like that. Maybe you don't feel like that. Maybe you don't feel like you're the one, and this doesn't have to be in a relationship. This could be like in life, and maybe that's why you seek attention. Maybe you seek validation. Maybe you seek something still, or maybe you feel like this. If you had this, that will make you feel better. If you feel like you had this, this will make you feel better. Like, you know, something like that. Something that you're not content with in life. It could be anything, right? But Queen of Pentacles, right? So you have ambition for that which you want to create for yourself and stuff like that, but there are certain disappointments, certain kind of hiccups, certain kind of like, you know, it's not exactly where you want it to be. So fit that wherever that is for you. So something might not be exactly where you want it to be, but you know, you have ambition, you have hope, you in all your hardship and stuff like that, you might be confused and you might not know exactly what to do, but you're being your authentic self, and that's the most important. So as you progress this process, right, you just you're enduring, right, you're enduring, and it's just like, okay, so right, so now there's rewarding it, right? So that which you have worked upon, of course, right, your ambition is going to prove true in that. But you know, for those that tap in, turn on, tune in for all the other kind of reasons, and you like, you know, I'm not going to knock or cock block anybody's success. This here, everyone here that's tapped in, turned on, tuned in, you have the potential to really reap rewards for that which you sow. So that which you ever you sow, whether it's going to be reward or chaos or whatever the case may be, it's because you're reaping that which you sow. So whatever it is that you sow, it's exactly what you reap. And that could be good, and that could be, you know, in moderation, temperance, showing up here again, right? So 5, massive change. Massive change. So the development, right? So King of Pentacles, but look at here, you got a pairing, you got a powerhouse, you got a couple, you got leadership, you got a partner, you got deals, you got money, you got health, you got wealth, you got self, right? You got a partnership, you got something coming in that is fruitful, you got a lot of things coming in that's fruitful, right? This is earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn type energy as well, right? So there's a certain kind of pairing, there's a certain kind of luxury, there's a certain kind of newness that is unknown to you, right? And as you modify, as you moderate, as you continue to not give up, right? To live your dream, right? As you continue to do these kind of things, you're going like there's a reaping here happening, of course, right? So intellect, using your sword of truth, walking around with your sword of truth, right? Here, it's like, that's gonna lead you, it's gonna lead you exactly where you need to be in all this kind of thing. Curious too, right? So working on certain kind of things as well, right? I'm working on, so you could be growing your own esoterics, you could be growing your own self inner quest, you could, however it is that you're going on this passage where you could be diving into science, you could be diving into you know, philosophy, you could be diving into psychology, you could be diving into pseudoscience, like, you know what I mean, like it doesn't matter what it is, but or you know, esoterics, certain kind of ancestry, for a certain kind of you could be learning something too, like just going into it, like going into the unknown part of it too, right? 3 of Pentacles, because you're mastering something. Look at that, 3 mastership, it says, right? So it's this mastership that you are creating, right? This ceremony, this radicalization, right? This abundance. Look at Ace of Pentacles, abundance. This could be also a pregnancy. This could be something new, a new business, a new contract, a new opportunity, a new awakening, a new something that you are creating, something new, right? That you are mastering and that you're bringing out into the world. It's showing itself, right? In the world, right? Energy, how you're waving your wand too. So look at this is like having like the wheel. I'm surprised the wheel is not even showing up here because I'm seeing all the rootings of the stuff, right? But the Queen of Swords here in fairness, right? So everything is being balanced out for you in abundance in the energy that you have already given to the universe and that you strive for. Don't stop trying, right? That's what it says, right? Live your dream, right? Be at peace, know that something is good. Today is going to be a good day, right? Good news too on the way, and certain kind of major transformation through this transition, right? Like look at that, like major transformation through this transition, right? Because that is what energy you be on, right? The finality of something, right? So it's the ending of all, right? So you're writing the ending of the story because you're the fucking star. Shifting this new paradigm, formulating your communication, singing, acting, rising, being all that you are, Now I'm not going to be combative because I have a lot to lose when I'm combative too. So now I'm not going to lower myself to the energy that you want to wish to aggravate and stuff like that. No, harmonious be I. And so as within exudes on out, as I'm working on my superpowers, the superpowers of forgiveness, the superpowers of love, this radicalization of this love, this resolution, this creativity, this passion in my own community, that I am thriving, right? That I'm bursting out and I'm just being myself. Of course. Of course, I script into existence that which I create, all that I desire. That is without debate. Knight of Wands, desire. Writing the ending of the old story and shifting into the new paradigm of your desire. Ten of Cups, contentment. I'm leaving that shit here because I don't know how much more true can this be for a confirmation. You see what I mean? Because it's just like fantastic for me, and I get super excited. I get supercharged. This charges me up. I cannot wait to share this with you guys because it's amazing, right? So don't be so scared about the tower. And if there's adjustments that need to be made and stuff like that, use that to activate the adjustments that need to be made. Because when you know better, you do better, and you do better, and that's it. Just allow the apoptosis process to naturally occur inside of you, and then know the cellular mitosis, that there's variants that split and stuff and like that. So just be more aware of your participatory consciousness and that what you're choosing to participate in. That's important. All right. Choose wise that which you choose to engage with, because not everything you need to engage with. You know what I'm saying? So till next time, I love you. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.